they were. It's
We're live.
We're talking about people and hard-living celebrities and those that live light as well. The truth is we didn't talk at all about people who are living light, but we may when we talk about some celebrity questions we have coming up here on SJU with Dan Murrell.
Hello.
Spencer Gilbert.
Ahoy.
And Roxy Striar.
Aloha.
Nice. Aloha. Mahalo. It's lovely to see you. I also enjoy Hawaii.
I've never been. But I hear it's amazing.
Yeah, it's nice.
Awesome. Well, good morning to everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. We have some delightful fan questions, starting with this one, which I enjoy quite a bit. This is from 11 Prince 66. Hello. What is your... Oh, sorry.
Don't besmirch my people.
Elvin Prince. Are you an elf?
Yes.
Clearly.
I didn't know you
Very
identified as an elf.
Yeah, don't tell me what I can and can't be.
Okay. Sure. Fair.
That tracks. Yeah. That actually, because, and I'll tell you why, because we're pretty convinced that Spencer is the Highlander or some kind of ancient timeless being. Mm-hmm. Right?
Something supernatural.
Yeah.
I think I've aged just on this show.
Well, to be frank, it's been a rough couple of years, and I'm pretty sure I've aged a full decade in the last. Like, if you go back to a video from when we first launched SJU News to now, we've all aged about 20 odd years.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen pictures of me from when we started SJ Plus?
I was literally 5 years old.
Oh yeah, I go back to ScreenJunkies Plus.
person.
I'm a teenager.
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
Anyway. Elves and stuff.
Elves.
Elvin Prince, forgive me, 66. Elvin Prince 66 asks, what is your favorite movie cameo? Mine is David Bowie in Zoolander. That is a great one. David Bowie, anything is made of pure magic.
For Billy Zane in Zoolander.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
Listen to your boy.
I prefer David Bowie in just about any.
Sure.
Like he's clearly your king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of the
No,
elves?
goblins, we don't get along.
Well, he's the Goblin King in the cinematic world, but in reality, he's clearly the Elven King.
Right.
Would you not agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had
Thank
connected
you.
those dots already. Yes.
There's a number of other ones. I think probably one of the most obvious ones is Bill Murray in Zombieland, right?
Yeah.
That's a bit more than a cameo, though.
A little bit.
Little bit.
I say the same thing about Tom. I think he's on the thumbnail, but I will dispute the thumbnail, and I will say that I think that Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder is not a cameo. That is an uncredited, at the beginning, supporting role.
Yeah.
That's not a cameo. A cameo is like
That's true.
a scene. Like Tropic Thunder, like that's a whole character. That's not a cameo.
I would agree. And then you can also argue with, so this is a reverse cameo, which is that, and I thought this was one of the most clever things about a reverse cameo. It's coming. This is going to make sense.
Okay.
It's going to make sense.
Yeah,
is that I thought this was amazingly clever marketing for Scream, where they put Drew Barrymore front and center of all of the marketing and every poster. Like, if you go back and you look in the posters, it's like Drew Barrymore,
Bryan Cranston, Godzilla.
and then everyone else this tiny, and then it was just so that the surprise of what happened in those first 10 minutes would be a huge shock.
Yeah.
And it set the tone. Janet
Samuel
Lee.
Jackson, Blue Sea.
Yep.
I like that.
The
I like
reverse
that.
cameo.
I like
The reverse cameo.
I like it.
Okay.
Yeah, the reverse cameo.
I
like
told
it.
you it
Coined
was
term.
gonna work.
Yeah, landed that plane.
Just barely. Roxy?
I actually just watched Zombieland for the first time. I don't know how I didn't have that ruined for me, but I had no idea that Bill Murray was in it. And I was so excited. Like, where have I been? Living under rocks. All of the rocks. But
well, you just turned 7, like we discussed.
Thank you so much. The skin of a baby.
Roxy's an American Girl doll that got cursed with life.
Samantha? She was my favorite time. Samantha and Abby. You know, Spenny G. So that was a really good one recently. This list is awesome. I don't know if we're going to go through it, but
Sure, let's go through the list. Kate Blanchett in Hot Fuzz, Michael Jackson in Men in Black 2, Bill Murray is mentioned in Zombieland, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in Airplane. That's a great one, actually.
Great cameo.
Glenn Close in
That's
Hook.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That
was
might be my favorite.
Yeah.
Best
Just like
acting athlete
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like
Easily.
because
he's so good.
what I love about that is it's a triple layer joke. It's like it's funny because it's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, number one. Secondly, it's funny because the kid thinks he's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and he's not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He's a pilot.
Yeah.
And then it's triple funny because he actually is Kareem
Kareem
Abdul-Jabbar.
Abdul-Jabbar,
Like when he
yeah.
grabs the kid, it's like, you tell your old man. Like that's hilarious. So like
So
it's
good.
triple funny because it's just the concept that yes, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is also moonlighting as a pilot in disguise for an
With all the time he had
Who
on his
stands up
hand.
for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah. And that's what makes Airplane a funny parody movie and Epic Movie not one
Yes.
because Epic Movie stops at the thing of it's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's the joke in Epic Movie,
Yeah.
and actually funny movies do something clever.
Yeah.
Sorry, I hate those movies.
Airplane, were you the one that was telling me about this, Dan? Which I didn't know, because Airplane is one of my favorite parodies, but what I didn't realize is that it was an almost exact replicant
Shot
of
for
another
shot.
movie,
It is
shot
a
for shot.
word for word recreation of a film that oh my god, I've seen it, and it's the name
Term, like, no.
has escaped
It's another,
me.
is it another?
It's a 50s movie. It's the same plot. It's the same dialogue. It's
Yeah.
the same script, except they wrote jokes into it. Oh my God, 0 Hour.
There you go.
It's
Thank
called
you.
0 Hour. I rent it. It's like a surreal experience because you're watching Airplane without the jokes, literally.
Which sounds like a very boring movie.
No,
If
it's
I'm-
great.
if I'm-
It's
Oh, it's
great.
good?
I
Yeah.
mean, it's great to watch in the sense that like.
It's interesting.
It's interesting because it is the movie Airplane. Like, not just the plot, like everything about it is exactly the same, except there are no jokes.
Yeah.
It's all played straight. Watch it. It's especially if you love Airplane. Watch 0 Hour. It's great. It's a good experience.
Will do. Here's some other ones. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Agreed. I love that scene.
Lion face.
Lion face.
Lion
Lemon
face,
face.
lemon face. One for me, one for you, which I think was a real thing. And then also, I say applesauce bitch a lot, if I'm honest. Billy Idol in The Wedding Singer, Johnny Depp in 21 Jump Street, Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder, which we addressed, or Dan did, Chuck Norris in Dodgeball, and
That's a good one.
any Stan Lee cameo. Do you guys have favorites?
Stan Lee cameos
Or any of the above.
Well, so Matt Damon is the king of cameos.
Oh, Glenn
Yes.
Close. Yeah.
He's done great work in Thor. It was cool when he popped up in but distracting in Interstellar.
Yeah.
The Surprise
but
Damon is its own subcategory.
It really
Yes.
is.
But
Yeah.
his finest
Then you have to
cameo-
rank that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I say
we
his
did.
finest cameo, and the finest cameo of all
Oh.
time is, I believe it's Euro Trip, where he is the lead singer of the emo pop punk band with the song Scotty Doesn't Know. And he commits so hard to this disgusting frontman character for just like one perfect song. It's one of the greatest movie moments in an otherwise fine, I don't really recall the rest of the movie, comedy.
How do
Would you sing a
become-
refrain?
What's that?
How do you become that guy? Like, how are you the biggest star cameo guy?
Right.
I think
hangs
he
out.
just has a sense of humor.
So like, are they calling him like, you want to do it again, or is he like calling all around Hollywood like, I'll cameo?
Or is it like anything that happens where you do it once or twice and then everybody's like, that was funny, let's do it again.
But it's weird because it's not just funny. It's across all spectrum.
It really
Finding
is.
Forrester had a surprise Damon.
Yeah.
The Majestic had a surprise Damon. Euro Trip had a surprise Damon. Interstellar had a surprise Damon. Thor Ragnarok had a surprise
Yeah.
Damon. Like, he just likes to pop up in movies when
Can
you're
we
not
do a
expecting him.
surprise Damon graphic?
Can you imagine if he just popped his head up right
Yeah.
now? And that's
Now
how
this
that
show
happens.
does.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome. I want to
Yeah.
be that guy.
You want to be a surprise
Yeah,
Damon?
it seems fun to be.
Yeah, are you kidding me? Like, I feel like it's underrated. And in 50 years from now, people are gonna be like, this dude a star? What's happening? Why is he this little role in this movie?
Deadpool 2 had a surprise Damon.
Yeah.
Deadpool
Yeah.
2 had a
Yes.
surprise David.
He just likes to pop up in things.
He does. I would like to be Matt Damon too.
Cool.
I will take that. I would take. Normally, like, which celebrity would you want to be? My answer is Chuck frickin' Norris. Not Chuck Norris. Chuck frickin' Yeager. But wouldn't
Chuck
you?
Norris wouldn't be bad either.
Chuck
though.
Yeager, the fighter pilot?
Yeah,
Okay, sure.
obviously. What are you talking about?
It's an odd choice.
How is that odd? He broke the sound barrier.
Okay.
What's wrong with you? It's Chuck Yeager.
I
Have
want to
you
go to
not
space.
seen
It's so
the right
specific.
stuff?
I don't know.
Not
Neil
popular with the
Armstrong.
elves, apparently.
Yeah. So let me. Yeah,
I feel like
clearly.
the plane deserves a lot of the credit for that.
He broke the sound barrier. He was a pilot.
He wasn't running.
He was a pilot in the realest sense. Okay, I'll tell you the truth is that Sam Shepard played Chuck Yeager in The Right Stuff, and I think I conflated those two things. And like, I kind of want to be specifically Sam Shepard playing Chuck Yeager.
Okay.
He's,
All right. Strangely, that makes a little more sense. I don't know why.
It seems more fun.
Nothing against Chuck Yeager. I just think if you're picking someone from the experimental test pilot, I might go either earlier or later. But breaking the sound barrier is a huge accomplishment.
It's a huge accomplishment. He had, as portrayed in the film, and I would imagine somewhat true in real life too. He has so much integrity. He rides horses. He's like a true alpha man. Broke the sound barrier. He's just like lives his own life. He's playing by his own rules. He's Chuck Yeager.
It's a pick. It's definitely a pick.
All right. Dan, anything on Cameos? Anybody? Rocks?
No, these are good.
Can't top
A
here.
good ones.
Jaeger
Chuck
lust
Yeager.
that we didn't even know existed.
All right. I had pictures when I was a little girl of jets on my wall.
It's just such a specific.
I thought I wanted to be a test pilot.
I kind of can't believe it
But I
hasn't
had
come
really
up
bad
before.
eyesight. I really,
Yeah.
and so that was not. But again, it was probably because I really love the right stuff, and I just wanted to be in the right stuff.
I wanted to be an astronaut. I was too.
Yeah.
I was number 1, too tall. Number 2, atrociously bad at math, which
Same.
probably had more to do with it than the too tall thing.
Blame it on the too tall, though, 'cause you had no
I would
control over that.
totally been an astronaut if I wasn't
Yeah.
my height.
Yeah. Well, test pilots don't even exist anymore because it's all drones. I mean, maybe they do to some degree,
Yeah,
but
if we stick around long enough, Mars is going to need movie punditry.
Dan, we can do this. Also, did you guys? There was also Space Camp was a film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to space camp.
You went to space camp?
I went to space
did?
camp. Yeah, for school. We went for like a week. It was fun.
so
No
jealous.
way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's amazing. Did you do like zero gravity and like
Whatever they had.
Yeah,
I don't,
the
it's
right
been a
stuff.
long time.
Yeah.
I don't remember. We did break the sound barrier. Sorry.
You and Chuck Yeager. Damn it.
We met Chuck Yeager.
Oh my God.
He bunked with us.
I don't want to brag.
Gave me his jacket.
Yeah. You guys should look up Chuck Yeager. If you don't know who Chuck Yeager is, he's amazing.
I had his flight simulator on like an old, like,
You did?
like an old like Mac 2 or PC or something like
You
that.
did?
Yeah,
That's
I
awesome.
was Chuck Yeager on that 80
In that
by 80
day.
pixel monitor.
Did he burn you or something? You now seem to be very anti-Chuck Yeager.
No. It's just I don't know. It's like
Chuck Yeager's great. It's just a weird,
Yeah,
specific
it's like
choice.
wanting to be Arnold Palmer. Or something like that. It's just
Not a bad choice.
again great choice. Seems like a lovely man
Wow.
with a lovely life, but I,
Created a great drink.
Yeager.
I just didn't see it coming from him.
Yeah. He didn't care what anybody thought. He did his thing, man. He does. He's still alive. He's on Twitter. I follow him. Chuck at Chuck Yeager.
You just got
in real life.
30,000 new followers.
I wish I had that kind of power. Oh my God. Elena asks, given the unknown power of the streaming service. Oh,
Yep, fan question.
Cool.
I always talk over that thing. I realize what I'm going to come back to after this question is you guys have to start thinking about which celebrity you would be, since I brought it up. Elena, given the unknown power of streaming services over the film industry as a whole, do you think it's even remotely possible that Roma could win Best Picture? I think the distribution strategy alone is enough for the Academy to pass on it in favor of something more traditional. Not only do I think it could, I think it's likely to win Best Picture.
I think it's
Yeah.
probable to win Best
Yeah.
Picture. Yeah. More than remotely possible.
Likely to win Best Picture. It's the front runner at this point. I mean, which doesn't mean that things can't change.
It's the front runner in an open field.
Yes.
So that means that it could
It's
very
not
easily
locked
not
up.
win, but yeah, it stands a better chance than a lot of the films that had more traditional releases, I think.
It stands a better chance at this point than A Star is Born, which in 10 years ago I think would have been sweeping.
Yeah, it's just like you said, in an open field, like every Best Picture nominee is kind of limping to the finish. Like everyone has a bullet wound to the side, and they're all kind of like crawling their way towards it. And if Roma's only gunshot is the fact that it's on a streaming service, like I don't think that holds as much water as any of the rest of them.
There's a lot about awarding Roma that makes sense. Again, it could be something else. There's always that one big surprise at the Academy, sometimes more than others, at the Academy Awards. So you never know, but that's the one that I would place a bet on at this point. How about you, Roxy?
What's funny is I don't know what my mental block is, but it's the one movie that's nominated for an Oscar that I haven't seen. And it's the easiest one to see because
It's true.
I could watch it literally the second I walked out of here. It's long, and I hear that it's slow, and I'm having a hard time like signing up for that right now. So I don't know. everybody's talking about how it's going to win. I really was backing A Star Is Born. I wanted that one so bad, but it's done so poorly in all the other award shows. I doubt that it pulls through.
Oh, I really doubt it. I think it'll win Best Song, maybe surprise Best Supporting Actor, maybe. Though I do think Mahershala Ali is.
I don't know though. Green Book is got a few.
Yeah.
It's limping heavily.
It's got a knife in its back.
Yeah, they all are.
It does.
It's
They
so
all
weird.
do.
It's like it's the weirdest. It's one of the weirder Best Picture races I've seen as far as like. They
Controversy.
all have a strike somehow against them, or they never stood a chance.
Yeah.
Like if Black Panther won, wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Honestly, if Green Book won, wouldn't be surprised. If Roma wins, I think it will. Obviously, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
But even if like one of the ones people are like, oh, that'll never win. Like if the favorite won, I'd be like, oh, okay. Like it's weird. There's
nothing.
a weird year.
It is a really. Actually, the one that might surprise me the most is A Star Is Born. If that, but I wouldn't.
It's the lack of heat from other awards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I do think Best Supporting Actor, maybe he's probably like a Hollywood favorite. You know, he's been working forever. He's a journeyman.
JT and I were
hope he
discussing
doesn't.
though.
You hope he does not.
Yeah.
Was it Sam Elliott?
Yeah,
I don't
just
like
of the
Sam
nominated people,
Elliott.
he was Sam Elliott.
Oh, I thought he was great.
But the best Sam Elliott.
Yeah, he was the best Sam Elliott that Sam Elliott is Sam Elliott-ist.
JT and I were talking about him backing up the truck the other day. Like that's like phenomenal acting without saying a word.
He
Like,
does a fine job, but the rest of the nominations in that category are unreal to me. I don't even think he should have been nominated.
oh, I
Who would you like to win?
disagree wholeheartedly.
Well, I wanted, he's not even nominated. I wanted Timothée Chalamet to be nominated.
Yeah.
And he didn't get one.
Oh.
So, barring Timothée Chalamet, who was not nominated,
Maybe Green Book. Maybe.
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah.
He was great.
he's
Maybe.
amazing.
I mean, it's hard. I think everybody else in the category should win before he should, and but probably Mahershala.
It's
Sam
weird because I
Elliott's-
went into it thinking Sam
No, I
Elliott
love him.
was continuing our polar opposite routine. I went into it thinking like the only nomination that I think A Star Is Born should have gotten was for Sam Elliott.
Really?
And the music, but I just mean it's like the major categories. Like the one that I would have thrown my weight behind was Sam Elliott. So there you go.
Elf Prince.
Come again?
Who
That's
would
you.
you like? That's you.
I don't have the nominees in front of me. Could you refresh my memory?
Help me.
What, for Best
Mahershala
Supporting
Ali,
Actor?
Yeah.
Mahershala Ali.
Sam Elliott, Mahershala Ali, Richard E. Grant
Yeah.
could win. Sentimental favorite with Phil and I and all that. Sam Rockwell.
Thank you.
And
That's who I was trying
Sam
to say.
Rockwell could win too. Actually, he's very good.
I've forgotten one.
Shit. I'll look it up. We're terrible.
I feel like you named them all.
Best Supporting Actor.
What
But
day is
say
it?
things while
Yeah,
I
out of
do
that,
that.
sorry, out of that, I guess, I have my issues with the film, but Mahershala Ali's performance is impeccable. And
Agreed.
I think he's a favorite for a reason.
So here literally I pulled up Best Supporting Actor 2019 and all of them are Mahershala Ali as a lock.
Well, that means he's not going to win.
Right, because whenever you call
Lauren
someone a
Bacall
lock.
was a lock for The
You know
Mirror
who
Has
we
Two
forgot
Faces and
about?
Juliette Binoche won.
Could you forget?
We forgot about
Oh,
the most doe-eyed, anime-eyed, Kylo Ren of them all, sweet Adam Driver.
He was unbelievable in that movie.
You know what I think?
thought he was so good.
And-
so good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
How could I forget about Adam Driver, who as we talk, I think I might actually have a crush on. I think I have a crush on Adam Driver. I didn't know that until this moment.
Why didn't you know until now?
I don't know. I just am not self-aware of.
Oh my god, I've always had a
This
crush
is a
on
crazy
him.
plan. Oh my gosh, I'm so worried.
What is happening?
I just didn't like him.
I don't know what I like more, your Adam Driver or your Jason Statham. They're both amazing.
That kind of sounds like Jason Statham to me. What is your Statham?
It's a whole other thing. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. So he's just it's personal preference. He's at the bottom of my best supporting actor list for this film. I love him otherwise.
Rockwell would be at the bottom of mine.
Really?
He was doing a bit.
Yeah,
he was
I
doing a
think he
character.
was.
He was doing, like.
I think
he got the
Rockwell-
nose. I don't know.
Well, we each have a different
I
bottom.
love Sam Rockwell.
I love Sam Rockwell too, but the person that was committed to the character is the one that is Christian Bale.
Yeah.
You know, he was like, I'm going to remove, and this is hard for a Christian Bale to do, I'm going to remove charisma from my person.
And I think Steve Carell, but he didn't get nominated.
I like Steve
either.
Carell
He was
too.
so good.
He was really good. I liked him better than Sam Rockwell. I thought he was doing more
I did
instead of
too.
just like, yeah, I'm doing Bush, I'm doing George Bush.
Look
Like,
at me, I'm
hey,
an
you want to be my
idiot.
vice? Hey, let's
Yeah.
do this. Like, I've seen it. I've seen it 100
Yeah.
times. Josh Brolin did it, and just Will Ferrell
Josh Brolin
you know.
did it really well.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Who's the bottom of your list, Roth?
I like everybody. You know,
That's
I'm
a fair pick.
PC, fair answer.
That said, Mahershala Ali, I think, gave the best performance. I really do. But they're all great. And I like all of you. I assume you're all listening to this. Onward. Best actor, I think my favorite is Christian Bale. We'll discuss. Guys, you're going to answer this and then tag that with which celebrity you want to be. It also could be a celebrity animal. There's a reason that I'm saying that. Jack or Save Mothra asks, Mothra's so powerful. Mothra, I love that you're trying to help Mothra though. Save Mothra says, Roth wants to be eaten by a shark. Thank you. How would the rest of you want to meet or end in a monster movie? I do. Thank you.
Ooh, in a monster movie. Gosh.
I think Stomped by Godzilla would be a great way to go.
Yeah.
Fast.
I just mean cool.
Oh.
Like if I'm gonna meet my end in a monster movie, I would love to join the fraternity of people being stomped on by Godzilla.
Yeah.
It's Godzilla.
It's a Godzilla. You can't argue with that.
I'd like to be like the human sacrifice that like awakens the devil.
Okay.
You know, like
Yeah.
they're like I'm surrounded by like druids,
Sure.
and they're chanting, and like no, and then they plunge the stone knife into my pancreas,
Yeah.
and then they offer it up to the altar, and then out comes a
Al Pacino?
a CGI Al Pacino.
Thank you for the soul.
Yeah,
I like it.
I would like that to be my end in a film.
All right. I like it. Fitting.
Something in a plane.
Just
I want to be
monster?
no, yeah, like if I want
Like
like,
a
a monster to, like
snake?
reach up in a plane and like crack it in half and me just like plunge to my death.
oh, that's a really big monster.
Yeah.
It's like a massive.
Or the plane's taking off more recently.
Yeah. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's fair in terms of
Catch it.
Or would it be like the Twilight Zone monster that's like on the side of the plane?
Yeah, they could do that too. I'm in the plane, the monster destroys plane.
Okay.
But also, I need to make sure that nobody else is in the plane that has a bigger name than I do, because then I don't make the newspapers.
True.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of stipulations.
On the plane, yeah.
You really want to own that news cycle.
Yeah.
I just want to say that in terms of genetically engineered water beast demises, like it could also be in a plane. It could just be a really big shark that's like, or as we know now, a Sharknado, or a shark
We have learned.
drizzle.
Yeah.
There's a number of shark deaths that are available to us. But I like your choices. Now, which celebrity would you want to be?
I'll go last.
All right.
Because what?
Which celebrity would
Living
I...
or dead?
Doesn't matter.
Oh.
You could be an animal. I told you. Be anything.
Dolph Lundgren.
Oh my God.
Like you've lived the best life and you're still alive and well.
Oh my God.
So many phases from being like a PhD
Yeah.
scientist to like driving around with Grace Jones on your motorcycle and being in like crazy 80s action movies.
And now you've got this gravitas
Now you got the gravitas.
in the Dolphissance.
the Dolphissance
that I'm
has-
so
has
fond of.
come. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a great
You're
pick.
you do an Expendables movie once in a while. It just seems like a good life. Good
Yeah.
career.
Yeah. Well, also in this scenario, I'm just picturing that Dolph Lundgren is in the office next to mine. And then I can just go in there anytime I want to harass him.
Yeah, sure. A little rough.
It's hard on the spot, but our good friend Roger Barr once on Movie Fights made a very long but detailed and compelling case for why Christopher Lee was like the best, like
He's
the
like
most interesting person ever.
Yep.
And like, I mean, there's a lot of downside because he saw a lot of terrible things in his life, but he also he did everything. Like he played Saruman, he played Dracula, like he met some of the greatest minds of the 20th century. He played some of the greatest roles and was in so many different movies through so many different eras. Like
An actual war hero.
yeah, it's like that would be pretty, what a life to have lived. So in the absence of something better coming to mind, I think that maybe Christopher Lee, just for sheer breadth and amount of experience.
All right.
Pretty crazy.
I like those picks. Roxy.
He's a James Bond villain. Sorry.
You got so excited. I'm
It
sad
is.
that you can't body swap with him. Stevie Nicks. I think first of all, then I'd be a witch, which is so cool.
Yeah, you could be a witch now,
And
Rox.
thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you. I also like wild relationships and like the voice of a god and just everything about her is so cool. That would be the coolest person alive.
All right. Good
How cool would be
choices.
the coolest person alive? Like that would be.
Then you could do like a gender swap Star is Born, where like you're a mess, but you find like a young hunk at
Who
a
is
bar.
he? Who plays him?
I don't know. You
Timothy
tell me. Who's your
Chalamet.
yeah, Timothy
Timothy
Chalamet
Chalamet, obviously.
is a waiter.
Yes, he really does look very
Singing
young.
waiter.
He looks a little too young.
Yeah, it's
Just
very
a little
upsetting.
young, yeah.
I think they were thinking of doing that at one point when they were developing the remake of A Star Is Born. They were thinking of gender swapping it.
Yeah.
But
Interesting.
then that's not what
On the
happened.
fifth remake, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's always
in 20
In 20
let's see, 20,
years.
37, 20. Let's give it 25 years and say 43.
What's been the traditional amount of time between A Star Is Born?
The 30s, 50s.
I think it was 20 years, and then this last one was the longest. It was
Yeah.
like 40 almost.
Okay, so it was like 1937, 1954, 1976? Question
I
mark?
think.
But
yeah.
now it's going to be annual, like Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. I love A Star Is Born.
See you there, Timothy.
Hater.
See you there.
All right, we're gonna answer one more, and then that'll be Friday.
All right.
Thank you guys for joining
get
us
going.
today.
Are you
Let's do
going to
it
explain to us why you said we could be a celebrity animal?
Yeah,
because the world is wide open to you.
but you never answered.
Oh, because they were asking about monsters, and then that one
Chuck
made me think of
Yeager.
animals.
Okay. Oh, Chuck Yeager. Yes. How could I forget?
Yeah.
I thought you were like setting up to be an animal. So sorry, I got confused.
Oh, I already am half cat.
Yes. Yes, we know.
That's true.
Jack wants to know, I work as an usher in a movie theater. Do you think people should clean up after themselves when the movie is over? Yes. What are you, animals? Who
I think
raised you?
I think I
Did we
couldn't
do this
remember.
one
I think we
already?
discussed it, but
we
it
yell about
bears
this?
repeating. Yes.
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 Yes!
Clean up after yourself.
should.
I know that there are people now. Apparently, because I remember people on Twitter like I work in the UK and they specifically tell people not to do that.
Oh,
like,
interesting.
Okay, that's fine. If you work for a theater that says specifically don't do that, then
Yeah.
whatever. But like, yes, just in general.
Clean up
yes,
after
clean
yourself.
I know that there are people. That's my least favorite thing. Like, well, why do they think they have cleaners? Like, that's the worst defense ever. Like, well, they have people. You pay to do that. Like, what? I'm sorry if I've said this before, but I remember saying, like, in what movie, I think I tweeted this, in what movie has the person who uses the defense, they pay people to do that for me, been the good guy?
Never.
Never. That's
Literally
never the
never.
good defense.
They definitely get beat by the camp across the lake.
Yes,
Yeah.
they
The
get
final
beat by the
valley.
camp across
Yes.
the lake. So I would say that unless you work for a theater that specifically says, leave your trash and we'll collect it afterwards. Unless not if you spill popcorn, you spill popcorn. That's fine. You
Yeah.
don't have to, but like, yes.
Yeah, you
trash
don't
cans
just go
right
under
outside.
your chair and like pick up every kernel, but this is an actual deal breaker for me. Like if I go on a first date with somebody who does not throw their stuff away afterwards, done.
Yeah, it's rude.
It's really, really rude, and it's not their job to pick up after you. It's their job to do their job, which is to like, make sure that nobody left anything and see under the seats and sweep or whatever it is that they're, but it's not like, oh, this person who had perfectly capable hands to throw away their cup that didn't, that's my job. How'd you guess? Like,
Well,
it's
just-
so rude.
And
it's
put
so
yourself
rude.
in their position, because if somebody's coming up to sweep, but now they also take the time to pick up your garbage and remove it, then that's slowing down their process. It's
And the
slowing down,
turnaround.
and the turnaround. And not only that, it's just rude. Put yourself in the other person's position. Would you appreciate if someone threw out their own cup and their own popcorn? You would probably appreciate it. Now, we all do things that are kind of jerky here and there, but as a general rule, clean up after.
They
This
have
has
people
been
to clean
an
the
SJU
theaters.
wag of the finger.
Yes, wagging the finger,
Should end
grinding the
every show
gears.
by shaming our audience.
Well, they're probably nice. I
No, you
presume.
guys are
I
picking up after
presume they're
yourselves.
nice and they're picking up after themselves.
And maybe
Since
you
we've
didn't
done-
know, and now you know.
since
Maybe
we've
you
done-
didn't know.
Maybe you didn't know.
Yes.
We don't know.
They have people to clean the theaters, but it's not to pick up after your trash.
Yeah.
It's to it's
Clean.
actually clean up the messes that people make, like not
Like you spilled the
purposefully.
soda, the
Yeah.
ground is sticky.
Yeah.
It happens.
since we've done a wag of the finger, let's do a tip of the hat.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that I've noticed that you guys, I go in there sometimes, and I've just noticed not only has it been really nice and very positive and really fun, there's just some really thoughtful conversations happening in there and people adding to the conversation. There was, I think the other day when we were talking about Netflix, somebody brought in the idea that like the Netflix, the other piece of value that they have is their data. That's just certainly a good point, and it's something we thought about when we thought about these choose your own adventure movies in a scary way. But I just want to thank you guys for being awesome. And now that we've ended on that bright note, I'll bring it down again. But I just do want to mention, because he's an icon, Albert Finney passed away today. He was 82 years old. This is a 5-time Oscar nominee. Aaron Brockovich, Tom Jones, Big Fish, among others. Very sad news. He had said it was a short illness, so I'm not sure. Perhaps it was pneumonia, something like that. But yeah, Albert Finney, icon.
Yeah, and one of the, if you don't know who Albert Finney is, you do.
Yeah.
Skyfall was his last role, in what we all agree was probably the Sean Connery role. But the last two, well, in the first trilogy, I think the last two Bourne movies, he was sort of the man, the real person behind the shadows. Yeah. But you should also know, I mean, he was Poirot in the Sidney Lumet Murder in the Orient Express, Before the Devil Knows You're Dead, which is an amazing movie that nobody's seen because it's hard to find. He was so good in that, but one of those actors that's just like, I think sometimes you cast somebody and they automatically add weight and legitimacy to your movie no matter what role they're playing. Because like the Skyfall role, there's not much there on the page, but he brought weight to it.
Yeah.
He was one of those that he didn't work all the time, like he didn't have 7 movies a year, but you remembered him because he was like
A presence.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
He always just seemed classy and handsome.
Fair.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll try to rewatch Big Fish and cry even more.
Oh God.
Do you like that movie?
Yeah.
It's great.
That's a rough one.
That's a sweet one from the Prince of Elves. Hey, have a good weekend. We're gonna have
Tim Burton is the Prince of Elves.
That is absolutely
That is
true.
true, yeah.
That is
That's so
absolutely true.
We solved it.
We have solved all of it, I think, today. So good work, team. Thank you so much. We are gonna have a review of the Lego Movie this weekend. And why are you making a face?
No, I was just thinking about just have a good look. Yeah, hopefully we'll be back here on Monday live.
Well, there'll
We'll
be a video.
There'll be a show on Monday.
There'll be a show on Monday.
Yeah.
Huh.
We're not going anywhere in the grand sense, but we might be going away in the physical sense.
Sorry. I had an existentialist moment for a second there as we were signing off. I
was my job
apologize.
to
I know, right? That's the irony of it, is it hit me before it hit you. Yeah.
We've decided I'm the French Eeyore.
Yes. Classy ennui is what I believe we said.
We should go to Elfland. They'll take us.
Will they?
They'll keep us safe.
Yeah. We'll keep
we'll
you
do the show
updated.
live from. God, I wish Joe was here. What's the land of the
Forest?
elves?
Rivendell?
Not
Rivendell?
Rivendell, but across the sea. You know, they go.
The Undying Lands?
Oh.
Is it?
They
is
leave
that
the
what it's called?
Grey Havens
Yeah.
for the elves to the Undying
Sure.
Lands.
Yeah, we'll do the show from there.
We'll see you from the Undying Lands, inevitably. Have a good weekend.